Out in the wild, your body becomes a machine running on the food you find. Forget fancy diets and calorie-counting apps. Survival is about raw energy and the nutrients to keep you going. That's where animal fats and proteins come in. They're not just food, they're fuel. Think of it like this. Carbohydrates are like kindling, giving you a quick burst of energy. But fats? Fats are the logs that burn long and hot, providing sustained energy for the long haul. And protein? That's what rebuilds your muscles after a hard day's work of building shelter, finding water, and staying alive. Plants are important, no doubt, but they often lack the calorie density of meat. In a life or death scenario, you need every ounce of energy you can get. That's why learning to hunt and trap is essential for anyone serious about wilderness survival. Survival is tough. Every action, from chopping wood to simply staying warm, requires energy. Forget about the comforts of civilization. In the wild, calorie burn skyrockets. Finding food itself is a calorie-consuming activity. Wild edible plants can provide sustenance, but they often lack the calorie density needed for sustained survival. Think about it. How many berries would you need to eat to equal the energy in a single rabbit? Animals, especially those rich in fat, provide a concentrated source of calories. This is crucial for maintaining body heat, repairing tissues, and keeping your brain sharp. In a harsh environment, a successful hunt can be the difference between thriving and merely surviving. Not all prey is created equal, especially in a survival situation. Big game might sound tempting, but the energy expended hunting a deer could outweigh the reward. Focus on what's plentiful and easier to catch: small game, fish, reptiles, amphibians, and even insects. Rabbits, squirrels, and birds are excellent sources of protein and fat. Fish, abundant in most freshwater sources, offer essential nutrients. Don't underestimate reptiles and amphibians. They can be vital sources of calories when other options are scarce. Even insects, while not the most appetizing, can provide crucial protein and fats. Remember, in a survival situation, you can't afford to be picky. Adapt to the environment and learn to utilize all available resources. Section 4. Silent hunters, trapping, and snaring for consistent catches. Active hunting requires energy, something you want to conserve in a survival scenario. That's where traps and snares come in. These silent hunters work for you 24/7, increasing your chances of securing a meal while you focus on other tasks. Simple snares made from cordage or wire can be set along game trails to catch rabbits and squirrels. Deadfall traps using logs and bait are effective for larger rodents. Learn different trap designs and camouflage them well. Remember, trapping is about strategy and observation. Study animal tracks, identify travel routes, and set your traps in high-traffic areas. A well-placed snare can mean the difference between a hungry day and a protein-packed meal. Section 5. Hook, line, and sinker. Fishing techniques for survival. Water is life, and where there's water, there's often fish. Learning basic fishing techniques can be a game changer in a survival scenario. A simple fishing line with a hook and bait can be incredibly effective, but don't limit yourself. Improvise. Use a sharpened stick for spear fishing in shallow water. Construct a net from natural materials to trap fish in streams or along shorelines. Build fish traps using rocks or branches to funnel fish into an enclosed area. Remember, fish are sensitive to movement and shadows. Approach the water slowly and quietly. Observe the water for signs of fish activity and cast your line or set your traps accordingly. Patience and persistence are key to successful fishing. Section 6. Beyond fur and feathers, reptiles, amphibians, and survival sustenance. When food is scarce, you need to broaden your horizons. Reptiles and amphibians, often overlooked, can provide valuable calories and nutrients. Lizards, snakes, frogs, and salamanders are all potential sources of sustenance. Catching them requires speed and agility. A forked stick can be used to pin down snakes and lizards. Frogs and salamanders can be caught with a net or even by hand at night using a light source. Always be cautious when handling reptiles and amphibians. Some species are poisonous or venomous. Learn to identify edible species in your region and avoid any that you're unsure about. When in doubt, err on the side of caution.